I did a thing. At least I think I did a thing. I kind of did a thing. Am I super quiet or too loud, by the way? So, hello. How are you? Hmm. So I've got everyone's asleep. You have your coffee and you're planning a day. Nice. I like that time of day. I often get up before my pumpkin too. Just chill out with the dogs who gradually elevate their whining as the morning progresses in order to be fed. Now we have a very, very, very simple overlay with the Bivy logo at the bottom. And it's living in a headless output somewhere off the screen at position 6400. Let's see if we can do something with it. Oh, it is choppy. Yeah. Um, I've just been messing with it. Is this any better or is it actually getting worse? Okay, I took the gain filter away. Is that better? I put one of those software filters in OBS just to see if it would help with levels, but apparently it made things much, much worse. Okay. I don't know what to do about that. Hmm. Let me try a couple things. That's one possibility. It's annoying. I just went and what I thought was resetting all of the settings on this mic. Maybe I need to go back and do it again. Or get an audio interface. Hmm. Okay. And how badly? I don't know. Did I fix it? You tell me. You don't hear the side chain. What's the side chain? Yeah, apparently the secret sauce is shoving the mic right into my face. I really don't want to have to buy one of those fancy audio interfaces because the whole point is that this thing will also run off a USB. So could do without spending the money. We really don't want this to be a menu. We want it to be... I'd actually be pretty happy if we just had a camera plug-in. That effect in a song when the beat and pad cut each other off when they fire. I'm learning new jargon all the time. I do not want a button bundle. You need to get your shoes on and let the dog drag you around the block. Fair enough. Hey, tomatoes cannot be trusted. How you doing? Welcome. There are strange and terrible things happening here. Nobody really knows what's going on. I'm glad you're doing okay. Don't mind Zombie. He has dog responsibilities to attend to. You can't believe he's talking to you again. He's everywhere, man. Him and Fanny Slam I encounter in just about every channel. Let's see. So one trick here is going to be getting my stupid little animated GIF in the corner as a regular animation, a bevy animation. And that means we've got to load it, which means we go to the loading module. Tomatoes, if there's any issues with my audio, please tell me. We've been having all sorts of mic shenanigans going on.
Okay, so we're letting textures, which is letting Bevy and GitHub. We don't need the GitHub one anymore. And I think we might take a look at what we do for the game, which is in 6 ways: to delve, loading, and see exactly what we have to load. Resource UI RON. Oh, interesting. I've forgotten I did that. Man, it's been a while since I touched this code. I have to get back to actually running the game as opposed to just doing all this Twitch stuff. Sounds fine? Good. I'm a complete novice, so I need constant instruction, basically. Okay, so we're getting characters and base. And if I was to look at Aseprite and see what was in characters. Oh, that's right. We did the 6 direction animation in here. So the only one that's useful is the reference frame there. Hey, Woodstone Studio, how you doing? There's very little point in shouting you guys out since you all know each other, but I'll do it anyway. Yeah, so I mean, I can get the static image, or there's the other animation I had. I don't even know where it is. Or there's the super amazing dance animation, which is really fearsome to behold. I mean, just fearsome. Tango is closing down. You're hoping for an Evil Within 3. I do not know this Tango of which you speak. Tango Gameworks. Survival horror games. It's using the past tense, which is never a good sign. Defunct 1 day ago. Ouch. Yeah, that's never good. Primary project was Noah. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard about that particular one. Okay, so they made Ghostwire, Evil Within, Hi-Fi Rush. Okay. I'm a little behind on my gaming news. So we could use this as our spreadsheet in theory, just to get something on the screen. So let's try exporting that. You've lost your phone. No. I do not want to export a GIF. I want a spreadsheet. I always forget how to do this. I'm going to have to remind myself. Export spreadsheet. I am equally as adept at driving Aseprite as I am at doing all of this other shit, i.e. not at all. Okay, layout. By rows. Sure. Constraints none, merge duplicates, ignore empty, open sprite sheet, preview. Sprite. Visible layers, all frames. Borders, none. Output file, JSON data. Output file is going to be, we want to put it in the overlay directory. So in here, in Eloquent Overlay, assets, textures, and we'll call it, dance. PNG. Export that puppy. All right, now I need to remember, I think it's in Stone somewhere. All right. Six ways. I don't have a file called Stone. Stone A Sprite. Stone RS, there it is. I'm pretty sure I have something to do with the animation in here. I have to remind myself how all this works. Actually, we could probably just look for characters. Let's change directory to 6 ways. It has been located. Excellent. And we'll look for characters PNG. Or even just loading. Yeah, textures, characters, PNG, and then it's going to be texture, assets, characters. Time to walk the Dexter. Excellent. Don't get captured out there. All right, so let's figure this out. So texture assets. Let's look at where we use it. Resources, audio, menu. No. Yeah. We do use animation indices. There we go. That's right. They changed it to this texture atlas layout stuff. So it's from grid, new 50/70 for width height, and then the number of things. So generates a texture atlas layout as a grid where each tile size by tile size grid cell is one of the section in the atlas. Time to walk the dog, no magic pies. There's got to be a magic pies. That's interesting. The chat has stopped echoing. I wonder why. This over here has stopped after the last table insert. I wonder if it crashed. I think tomatoes cannot be trusted made it stop working. Yep, it sure did. Okay, let's restart it and see what happens. I wonder why. It must be buggy. We're not going to this isn't going to be a long-term solution anyway, because hopefully we'll have the chat show up in the overlay itself. Maybe it lost permissions. Yeah, I'm told that he breaks things. I can believe that. Where else do we use animation indices? Movement. Right. Yeah. Hearts mostly. Oh. Yeah, see, it's working again now. Say something, tomatoes. Yeah, here it is. So animate sprite. If timer just finished. If sprite index is less than indices first, or sprite index is greater than indices last, then we just changed animations. Okay. Actually, I think there was something in the last This Week in Bevy that addressed this as well. I must go and have a look at it. Awesome little YouTube series that the gentleman puts out every week. I've lost his name. It's not Chris Biscardi, is it? I think it is. Chris... No, I'm probably mispronouncing his last name. Okay. So, this is more complicated than I need at the moment, though. I just need to set up an ordinary sprite animation from my texture atlas. So I need to load the texture atlas, which means let's go back to EG, Ineloquent, and back to loading. And we're going to want asset, path, textures. What the hell did I call it? Dance. Okay. Pub dance, handle, image. Cool. All right. So that loads it. Now, if we look at where we're using, for example, Bevy PNG, that's in, I think it's called menu. I can't wait to see Beegs' mind melt on stream when he tries to learn Vim. We should do like a, we should get everybody in stream who's got a bit of Vim experience and just all get on a call with him and just harass the shit out of him. I mean, help him. I mean, help him learn. That's what I mean. Not harass at all. Yeah, so image bundle, images, textures, Bevy, clone, into. Yeah. So if I want the texture atlas, I need to do it here, I think. So let's look at, I think stone. Oh, I don't have it loaded. Oh, yes, I do. This one. So we need to duplicate a bunch of the shit. Don't care about layers. We're not working with a tile set right now. This one. So layouts is resmute assets texture atlas layout. Not there. I want to be back in menu again, which is a terrible name for what we're doing here. Layouts. Resmute. Layout. Did I get there? I need to copy this. It's ridiculous. Turn that off. Turn that off. Yeah, this. Okay. Resources handle, resource types, texture assets, and textures. That's the same thing. So we'll just use this. Yeah. And some of these will need importing, I imagine. No, what's your problem here? Really? Where does that come from? A resource handle is... Oh, that's something I defined. Really? Surely not. Oh, I think I did that because I was trying to flip quickly between... Right, you can put it in a resource if you want to be able to refer to it like that. Okay, let's do that just for now. Reminding myself how all this works is painful. Been struggling with Twitch API for too long. Need to be back in Game Engine land where I belong. Do I belong there? I think I belong there. Why do I need to satisfy sync? Why do I need to satisfy sync? What is happening here? Oh, that's painful. Okay, let's get some of these errors out of the way. Can't find resource types. Grab this. I don't know if I need it yet, but let's figure some shit out first. Yeah, deserialize is just absurd. Really, you're not going to give me an option to import? Rust Analyzer, have you died again? Probably, right? Actually, do we even have CERT in this? We probably don't, right? We got some ads rolling through. Sorry about that. Wait, I told myself I wasn't going to apologize for ads anymore. It's a bad habit. Cargo add CERT. Waiting for file lock, probably because of Rust Analyzer. Okay, it may be happier now. Or it may just be waiting patiently to cause another error. Yep. Type annotations needed. You know what? Let's deal with that in a minute. Resource types. Unused variable. Okay, that I can live with. Cool. So what is all this shit? See if the ads are still turning themselves off. We wait. Yeah, they are. Nice. At least that part's working. that little bit of handcrafted rust that may or may not fail at some point in time is working. Now, what else are we complaining about? That's a dreadful error. That's also a dreadful error. Click play button. Does that even exist anymore? It shouldn't. Because there isn't a play button. So let's not make like there is. And we changed clean up to tear down. Because, you know, reasons. All right. Now we're still worried about init, but let's not worry about init right now. Cannot satisfy menu resource types. Standard marker send. I don't even know what that means. Do I need type path? Might be missing a type parameter resource config. Let's look at where we defined it last time. Why? Why does that work? I think I was using it in a very particular context. I'm not sure how I need it for now. Let's back this out a little bit. Why does that work? Why? Kill that. Kill that. And that. And that. Okay. Now, let's keep it simple. Simple works. Simple compiles. More to the point. We like things that compile. They make us happy. Tango GameWorks. Whoop, sorry for the flashbang. There we go. Now, what we want is for anything really to appear on screen. So let's go to Stone again and look at how we use the texture atlas. 15. There it is. Let's take all of that and see what we can make of it. Once we eventually find the right file. Yes, okay. That's our layout. How many frames are in the layout? Looks like 16. Okay. And I don't know about the dimensions. Sprite size. 112, 112. It's probably going to be tiny on the screen. Oh dear. Hang on, with those? Yeah, so. It's going to be absolutely tiny. But it's okay. It's going to be okay. What are these parameters? Are these rows and columns? From grid. Rows, columns, and then rows. Okay, so we have, what did we say, 16 columns? And one row. And the others are like padding, right? The others are padding and offset, which we have 0 of. And then we'll go let dance equals animation indices first 0, last 15. Tile pause is not a thing. Where does animation indices come from? I thought that was a Bevy thing. We'll go with transform from XYZ, or more to the point, XYZ. And I guess 0, 0, 1. But this animation indices thing, where does that normally come from? There it is. Where do you come from? Oh, I derived it. I mean, I created it. Why did I do that? Don't know if I actually need that, but never mind. Let's chuck it in there. And then the transform. And then I assume that we're going to spawn this as some kind of bundle. Right, we insert the texture atlas and an animation timer. Spawn. Dance. Animation timer from seconds. And some kind of marker component. In this case, I guess it's going to be, we'll call them stone. And then we need to define that. Derive component. Struct stone. Okay, and we're not using the transform, so I feel like I'm missing a piece of the puzzle here. How is this rendered? You can go away. You can go away. You might be able to go away. Animate sprite, run if, and oh, okay. So I must spawn the sprite bundle somewhere, right? Character, destination, facing direction, inventory, sprite sheet bundle. Here we go. That's what I was missing. And its texture assets, dance, clone, index, dance first. And it's called assets instead of texture assets. And that's not helping. It's just called textures. It's called textures. And this, no animation timer. Don't tell me. I created that too. Yep. Okay, let's put that here for the hell of it. It's defined multiple times. So it is. Oh, I'm in the wrong file, that's why. That's the one. Once we get all of this shit sitting, I love spring and summer, but my allergies don't. Yeah. Yeah, we're just heading into winter here. I must admit, it's nice not to have to deal with the bugs and the heat. Texture Atlas. What about Transform? Oh, Transform's there. Okay. What's the problem here? Oh, yeah. Does not need to be mutable. And there we have it, folks. Is that sufficient to get something on the screen? Is my question. The only way we'll know that is to kill whatever process is running the overlay and see if we can reload it. All right, so hopefully I can figure this out. So what screen am I running it on? Oh, you're right, I started itching like mad. That sucks. Yeah, allergies must be killer. Okay, this is where we're running it right now. I might actually... Hang on. Let's see if we can do it on screen, or at least adjacent to the screen. Probably make the editor disappear. In Eloquent Overlay, Cargo Run. If it even builds. Very slowly builds. Very slowly builds. Apparently I added some dependencies. Oh my goodness. Stressing out the old CPU. Build time is rapid compared to Unity. Yeah, fair enough. It actually builds pretty quickly if you haven't changed much. So it's got a dynamic build system for Bevy. Okay, it's creating. Oh, well, we got a sprite. Let's see if we can get him on. See if we can get him on the overlay screen. So he needs to go to 5. No, he needs to go. First of all, he needs to go floating, and that makes him transparent. And then he needs to go to 5. And that hopefully, let's see what's showing up in OBS. Oh yeah, he's showing up on our old overlay. So if we get rid of this, then we have a tiny, tiny little character who's not moving at all. So that's progress. I don't know what the Bevy logo is doing centered like that. I think it's because I deleted its parent. Okay, cool. So first of all, can I get rid of the Bevy logo and have it still work? Because as much as I like Bevy, I don't necessarily need to show the logo in the middle of the screen all the time. So currently we've got a node bundle with Bevy in the middle there. With children Bevy. So can I remove the node bundle and just have my sprite bundle? Because that would be convenient. And then we could give them a different transform. So Bevy coordinates start in the middle of the screen and they go positive below the screen. So I ought to be able to go something like, let's see, we've got a 1440p screen, which is being downscaled to 1080p. But let's call it 1440, so maybe 700. And call it 2560 wide. So what, 1200? And then, yeah, that's enough change. So we'll kill it and hopefully he should disappear, and he does. And then we'll rebuild. Hopefully should build a lot faster, and it does. Ah, and only the Bevy logo's there. What? Why is the Bevy logo there? I'm so confused. I thought I got rid of that. So that's what I'm seeing. All right. So we can kill that. And then figure out what we did wrong. So we spawned the camera 2D bundle, and we spawned the sprite sheet bundle. I wonder if the 2D bundle needs to have, if its Z-axis needs to be higher. I think camera 2D bundles have a transform in them. Global transform and transform, yeah. Maybe it's not showing up because I set the Z-axis to 1 instead of 0. And also, why is the Bevy logo appearing at all? Because I don't spawn it anywhere, I don't think. Maybe it's being loaded elsewhere. What other files have we got here? Source, main, menu, audio player, loading, and game control. Ooh, unprogress. Yeah, exactly. Unprogress. So we run init on enter overlay state streaming. We shouldn't be running any audio. So let's go to main and overlay plugin. Why did you not go to my definition? Let's take out everything except loading plugin, menu plugin. Take out everything else. Try that again. So if you take oh god, if you take away the if you take away that block, then everything goes dark, and that's not good. Yeah, we can't do that. Wonder why? Because I'm still defining the camera, right? The camera is being defined in menu plugin. Oh, could not find an asset loader matching loader name none, asset type none. Oh, the audio pathway. I'm not supposed to be loading any audio. So, loading. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that entirely. Don't load the audio collection. Don't use Bevy Kira audio. We'll figure that stuff out later. In the meantime, why is that enough for it to go black? Is there anything in menu that would try to load audio? Open link. Definitely don't need that anymore. Probably don't need that anymore. I've been out for what, 30 minutes and done half the distance because Dexter keeps meeting other dogs. Oh, but he's happy. It's very important. I wonder what else might be causing... What's in player plugin? Move player. Spawn sprite bundle. Oh, that might have been what... yeah, that's what was spawning that big picture. Bevy clone, insert player. He's mentally simulated, so happy. I wish I could help, but this is Greek to me. No, it's fine. We're in the weeds where we're supposed to be, man. And they're using 001, so I think I might use 00... well, I think I might use the Z-axis or 1 as well. So let's see if that has helped with our black screen issue. Oh, no, it has not. Badness. Badness has initiated. Why is it running Audio RS? I'm not even... Audio. Model. Oh, it's in lib. Okay. So no. No. And no. Okay. Go again. Aha. Well, kind of progress because we've got a blank screen. It doesn't show the sprite, but then it doesn't show blackness either. So that's good. Cool. So let's get rid of that. This is progress. We're in the weeds, but we can see daylight. So let's go menu plugin, which we need to rename desperately. It is not a menu. So I've created a layout. I've spawned a sprite sheet bundle and a marker component. And I've also got dance, which is a layer. What is dance? Oh, it's animation indices. Okay. Actually don't really need it in the bundle right now, but let's go with it anyway. We're not running the animation currently, but we are spawning the sprite sheet bundle. I thought that meant that it would show up. How does player do it? Textures, transform, and default, insert player. I think that works, but just for the hell of it, let's go insert stone. I don't actually know what the difference is in this context. It's interesting to me that it displayed last time. It displayed when the other image was being displayed. Try that one more time, just to change small amounts at a time, which I usually find gets me good results. But no, not this time. Okay. So why can't I see my texture? Just to rule it out, let's set our Z-axis back to 0, and let's set our position back to 0 as well. Maybe I'm just moving it off screen, which would be embarrassing, but also possible. Yep, that was it. Actually, was it the Z-axis or the dimensions? So kill that. Check it with z-axis of 1. Yeah, it's fine with 0 or 1. Okay. So we'll leave it at 1. Kill that. And see where we can position it so that it works. Let's try 300 and 300. Okay, it's positive. I got it the wrong way around. So I have to go negative. So Bevy has 0, 0 coordinates in the middle. And if I go minus, say, so minus, call it 500 and 500. And then move that to screen 5. And what do we get? Let's have a look on OBS. You all should be seeing. Oh, there he is. Okay. So I actually want positive 500 and minus 500 as my coordinates roughly. All right. Try one more time. You know, if we had an editor of some kind, we'd be able to position this, but no. Okay, move him to the correct screen. Yep, so we can go a long way further right. We'll see if we can get him standing next to his big brother. So, let's see. Probably 700. I think that's what I was using initially, wasn't it? And maybe minus 550. What do we got? Oh, we're close. We're close. I think we're more like minus 600. I'm just going to be total guesswork here. It's painful. Probably positive 800 and minus 600-ish. Oh, he's so close. Let's see what happens if I move the screen out of the way. He's very, very close. So one of these things is a GIF in OBS. That one. And one of these things is an overlay sprite. That one. Oh, God. Okay. So we can get this even better. We can go 900 and call it 5. Oh, it's not much. 590 maybe. Obviously, I'm going to have to find a better way of positioning these things relative to elements on the screen. Yeah, mini-me. Okay. Run them again. And move him to the correct output screen. Have to automate that process. Oh, he's real close. Okay, so now I'm going to add about another 50 pixels and we'll see if we can get him animating. Okay. Actually, maybe another 100 pixels. So 1,000. And that makes sense because we're dealing with a 2560 width screen. But there's some UI adjustment that Bevy does, and I'm not quite sure how that all works. Okay. So I can put things on the overlay. That's good. This is progress. Now I need to animate them. So we look at how we do that in I can't remember where I put the system, but I will need a system for doing it. Let's go with 6 ways. Excuse me. And it's in animation or possibly movement. Move entities for animation indices, blah, blah, blah. Target translation. I don't need to change the transform just yet. I need... Oh, I see. So I changed their animation indices. You'll be shocked to know I'm not in Biggs' stream at the same time. I'm all yours today. Dude, I really don't mind. If you want to hang out in Biggs' stream, I understand. It's full of people. It's full of people and colors and light. And you don't have to stare at Rust all the time. I completely get it. I'm shocked when people will also want to hang out here too. You're allowed to multi-stream. Yours is the mood I need, chilled. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I was actually thinking today about whether I should, just for the practice almost, do like a co-working stream. Like do one of those Pomodoro timer things where you just work during the day and then have like 5 minutes of chat and then go back to work kind of thing. Because it would just give me more practice at the whole streaming angle. And it might be fun, but I'm not sure yet. I'll see. The whole work thing is not amazing at the moment, so anything that kind of distracts from that would be kind of cool. As long as I didn't use work hardware for it, I don't think they could complain. And certainly not showing any work screens, of course. Right, so I can move my little guy around, but I need to move him frame by frame. And I need to find where I do that. I think it's in 6 ways, mod RS. Not UI, not menu. Input? No. Characters. I think it's in characters. Animate sprite. Here we go. So we might just check this and see what we can do with it in menu, which is not a menu. Okay. So we'll add that in our systems. Add systems on enter, update. Animate sprite. Run F end state overlay state streaming. Starting to remember how all this works. All right. Now we've got a query for our animation indices, our timer, and our texture atlas. And for all the indices, this is not going to be a thing because we haven't changed animations, but we'll just leave it there because I might end up changing animations later. So sprite index is if sprite index equals indices last, indices first. Right, so once you get to the last frame of the animation, go back to the first frame of the animation. Otherwise, increment by 1. Okay, cool. Cool. Is Rust Analyzer going to have any kind of cow? Are there going to be cows involved? No cows? No cows. All right. Will it build is the next question. And will it do anything is the question after that. It builds. We moves it to a screen where it can do some good. And, he dancing. He dancing. He doing a little dance in his dancing way. He's dancing. I forgot how much fun this shit is. I've been playing with APIs for like 2-3 weeks solid. This shit is fun. Oh, I need to do this more often. All right, cool. So first of all, we need a little bit of separation here. He's not in the right spot. And I can't just pick him up and drag him like some of these game engines. I have to do it the old-fashioned way. Okay, let's call it maybe 980. Okay, he's a happy little guy. And what else do we need to do to him? That's all we need to do to him right now. So one of the things I'm going to need is, hang on, let's kill him and make sure he's in the right spot. Because given this ability, I can get rid of all those stupid GIFs, and B, I can pretty much do anything I want. Yeah, I can animate a sprite on the screen. That's all I needed to do. There he is. He's got a little bit of clearance now. Okay, so it needs to be about 3 times as high. And let's see. So I need to be able to change his transform too. So yeah, I need to be able to change his transform so that if I change screens, what I'd like to have happen is that he navigates down because he's not standing on anything anymore. So I need him to like fall down to the bottom of the screen. All right, so cool. Let's see if we can manipulate his transform a little bit. Let's go with, we'll add another system. Add systems, update, move sprite, run F in state, overlay state, streaming. Oh, hang on. That didn't look right. Oh, yeah. There we go. You're spoiled a bit with your facing tools, yeah. That's okay. I don't begrudge you the ability to drag things around. People are supposed to be working on an editor for Bivy, which would be awesome. But we're not there by any stretch of the imagination. Still trying to figure out all the UI code for things. Because, of course, the Bivy editor will be built in Bivy, dog feeding itself. As it turns out, move sprite. Time, res time, mute query, transform, and this is super basic, but I think, oh yeah, we'll do transform with, at least the editor will not be a third-party software kit. Yeah, I mean, and I'm kind of looking forward to, I hope that by the time we really start to work in earnest on the editor, I'll be in the position where I can contribute to the project. Like I'm genuinely excited by that. I think it's going to be really interesting. It's like being a contributor to Godot, except that, you know, you can, I know the language, I know some of the people involved, obviously not closely, but yeah, I actually got a little chill just thinking about it. I'm really looking forward to that. So, you know, to be able to to be on the, I guess to be a part of that community and see it develop is really exciting. And I wasn't even involved at the start when all of these people, when Cart and Alice and all these people were generating this fantastic thing. But I can definitely help out around the edges with the stuff that's coming up. So it's going to be fun. Looking forward to that. Right. With Stone. So Stone is our little marker component. Doesn't like a lot of what I did there. That is because there's no comma. And it doesn't like this. Probably because there's no comma. And then we go that. Yeah, there we go. All right, so if I want to move it, I want it to move maybe just kind of up and down a little bit. So I could bind a key to it, but let's not get too complicated just yet. What do we have in controls already? Yep. Game control, blah, blah, blah. Get movement control. What is that? Oh, I think it's just it's not gonna move anything. It's just gonna output it. All right. So I have to remember how you change the transform or something. We can close that. We can close that. And I can look at movement RS. There'll be plenty of examples. So let's look. Move entities. Here we go. Let's look at what we do here. It seems there are a bunch of... oh, this is A-star movement. We probably aren't going to need most of this. From tile to tile. So we could set a target translation and then move slowly towards it. So let's go target translation Y. No, we don't care about that. Then direction. That's right. You subtract translations from each other and then you get the length. Okay. We'll keep that file open. We'll go back here. We will delete that. We don't need that. We don't need that. It's just confusing. We need less confusion, not more. Much less confusion. Here we go. All right. So let's say that our target translation equals translation. No, equals what? Vec3, right? Or actually target transform. Transform from X, Y, Z. And we know we're at what? What are we at currently? We are at 980, negative 591. So let's go to, I guess, 500. Negative 300. Actually, let's just go to 0. We'll move slowly towards the center of the screen. 0, 0, and 1. Okay, that's our target. That's where we want to go. This is just like remedial Bevy 101 for people that have forgotten everything that they once knew. I once knew things. I did. I knew things. I knew how to do stuff. Direction. So we get our transform. by doing the current transform, by doing let sum or let OK. Let OK mute transform equals query get single mute else. I don't remember what I forgot either. You're right. Println something bad happened on the way to the transform. Return. Okay, and then we do that, and then we discover that we do that minus transform translation, yeah. And then the distance is that. And all of that works, which is surprising to me. I don't care about facing angle because we're not doing hexagonal movement, thank goodness. That took a long time to figure out. Don't care about that. Here we go. This stuff. Let speed factor is stats speed. We'll just call it 100 times time delta seconds divided by distance. So every tick we want to move a set amount. And T is speed factor transform translate. Oh my God, we're lerping. We're lerping. Okay, I'm with you. Why are you not auto formatting? What did I do wrong? Why? What happened? Whenever the format doesn't change, I know I screwed up somehow. I'm bound to have screwed up somehow. All right, we'll give it a go. We'll stop our little guy dancing and we'll rebuild him. We have the technology after all. Oh yeah. Mismatching closing delimiter. Okay. That's correct. That's correct. Builds. Where's builds? Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. This is completely wrong. There we go. That's much more sensible. Yeah, we don't need that. Oh, we need something here though. What's going on here? They don't like the way teardown's defined. Ah, yeah, here we go. Beautiful. And now we've got errors. Arguments are incorrect. Expected F32 found integer. Yes, you're right about that. You are correct, sir, in your estimation. Target translation is this instead. And now it might compile. Let's give it a crack. Okay. Oh, I don't want to alarm anybody, but I think he's moving. Okay, we know how to move. That's good. That's very, very good. Let's slow him down a little bit so that we can see this properly. He likes to move it. He does like to do that. Takes me a little time to build it, switch it to a floating window, and shift it to the right screen for output. But there he is in all his glory. He's moving. All right, we have achieved technology. We have achieved animation in a sprite set, and we have achieved altering a transform at a constant rate to a known point on the screen. these things we have achieved. We should be grateful and celebrate. We'll celebrate with a git commit and an ad break. We shall commit all these things in the name of GitHub. Initial test animation and what do we call this thing? Transform. Indeed. Get the changes saved. Cool. All right, that's good. That's good. That's good. What's the time? And the time is just after 8. We've got time. During this ad break, I am going to get a cup of tea because I have earned it. And I will be back in approximately 2 minutes. Okay. You're still on the dog walk, 1 hour and counting. Where are you walking to? This is a well-treated dog. I approve. Now, the next question is, can we take our little gentleman here and perhaps we should move him out of the middle of the screen for one thing. And then we should see if we can replace, usually do about 2 miles. Nice. Do you live sort of semi-rural or mostly in the city? Let's see, maybe we should take our existing GIF and split them up into a sprite sheet so that we have that one available too. So yeah, we should move this guy out. We might just stop the move system and then rebuild him so that he's not sitting in the middle of the screen. That's probably a good idea. Rebuild you. I should come up with a system to not only rebuild him but redeploy him to the correct screen. Oh, that did not work at all how I wanted it to. What have I managed to do? Oh, this is very confusing. That's a little better. Okay. And then this guy reboots himself. And we move him here. Okay, that's better. All right. So now what we need to do is get the current GIF and import him. Or actually, I wonder if that ASprite file already exists. Let's look in EG. Design, maybe? No. Holy crap, it worked? No. Stone avatar. Facebook stone avatar. Is it this one? No. Where are we? Stream. Stone avatar. Yeah, this guy. But he's not an animation. Is he? No. No frames. What changes did I make? Don't save. There was a GIF somewhere that I made. I'm just not sure where it ended up. That is the question. Where am I sourcing this GIF from in OBS? I wonder. He's called Stone Small, which is ironic given that he's giant compared to the other one. He's coming out of... Oh, it's being sourced from 6 Ways to Delve. All right. Stone Idol double size. Now I'm really excited to get back to work on the game. There it is. Nice. He doesn't seem like double size, but he is. So that's just Blinky, right? Yeah, that's just Blinky. All right, cool. So let's add him to the list. We'll go save as, and we'll shift him to Eloquent Geek stream. Oh no, an Eloquent overlay assets. In fact, instead of assets, we'll create a new file, art. And they can be saved there. Open that one. And export spreadsheet. That should pretty much do it. So the output size, Stone Idol double size PNG. And what's our sprite size? 4055, really? So why is it so huge? Did I resize it as a GIF? I must have done. Oh, that's frustrating. I can resize it in Asprite. Doesn't always work that great. The method needs to be, no, you have to do it in GIMP, that's right. I could import the GIF, which will be resized. Let's try open. Six Ways to Delve. Where are you? There. I think it's an art double size GIF. Now this is 80 by 110. It's still not very big. I guess I must be just importing it as a sprite and stretching it in OBS. Which of course I could do, but not with the overlay. I can't really manipulate the size. I mean, I guess I could do it with Bevy, but I think it's probably better to have a sprite that's correctly sized. Just need a slurp of my tea while I contemplate life. All right. Well, I mean, there are options. I could completely redesign the sprite so that it works at a larger size. I could change the scaling in Bevy, but I think I just need sprites that are bigger. Seems to me. I mean, most of these frames are the same. There's just a couple that have got a blink in them. So I could resize it in GIMP and re-import it into Aseprite. Would be the shortcut version. So let's try that. Export as an animated GIF. We don't want to do it there. We want to do it here. Okay, and then we open up GIMP. Open. Work, EG, overlay, art. Export. Back home and kettle is boiling nicely. There's nothing like it. There really isn't. Okay, so image size, scale image. Let's go up a lot. Let's go, oh, that's probably too much. Let's at least double it. Hang on, what was it? It was 80, so let's go to 160. Or even 240. Something like that. Let's just see where that leads us. Now, I happen to know that cubic will suck, so we use no interpolation. All right. So export or save, export as, override it. There we go. Okay. So we'll quit out of there. Why would it have unsaved changes? I already exported them. Discard. Close this one. And then import sprite sheet from a GIF, hopefully. How many frames? What? No, 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 no. that is incorrect. Aseprite, I like the idea that you had, but it's wrong. No. Don't save. Let's try that again. Open. This one. There we go. So hopefully we've got a reasonably intelligible looking model. It's not perfect. I'm probably going to want to redo it, but it never was perfect. It was always a kind of a half-assed version. Sprite size is 240, 330. It's probably going to be too huge. But let's see how we go. So is it animated? Oh, it's not. So importing a GIF doesn't do that, huh? What happens if I import as a sprite sheet? I don't think that works. Why doesn't it import it with frames? I don't completely understand that. I think we might need some help. A sprite import GIF frames. Drag and drop a GIF and it loads all frames. Maybe GIMP overwrote them. If I load that file in the browser, what happens? Oh yeah, it's not animated. Okay, well that explains that. All right, let's go back to the original. This one is animated. That's a GIF, right? So let's go to GIMP and we'll see if we can do it again. EG overlay art. So it's not that one. It's not that one. That's not an actual GIF right now. Let's try this one. That should be an actual GIF. But will it scale all of it? Or will it just scale? Honestly, it doesn't matter. I mean, we could just add frames. It's pretty easy to recreate the blink animation. Let's do that. So we're back in this one. The sprite size is big. And we'll just add a bunch of frames. What is it, Alt-N? So we close them. I'll just look at the reference. The reference goes, oh, okay. So we have like a dark line and then a white line. I can redo that. So which color is it? Is it the same as the outline? Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, hang on. We should actually just do it this way. I'm so bad at Aspro. So far, at least. I need to know all the shortcuts. Just scrub it all out. Go away. Scrub it out. And then, what is it? Something like that. And we go back to drawing. Crank the old brush size down. Okay, and we have all of this to get rid of. Something like that. Super complex. Is that even the correct thickness? If we look at the next one, it looks like the same thickness as this chunk. And it's actually level with the top there. So I think I've done this wrong, but we can fix it. We have the technology. I need to sit down and draw like a bunch of versions of them actually, so that I can get better at it. So that's that color. And there. There's probably a much faster way of doing this, but who really cares? If someone wanted to watch someone be good at Aseprite, they'd watch Adam Yunus. Something like that. And what was the other color we used? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look quite right, actually. It should have one more. One more thick as well. Yeah, something like that. Might be roughly right. It's longer actually. It goes all the way out to this little dot here, which this does not. So that's going to look too narrow. This goes past there. Yeah, it goes out to there. Okay, that's where I'm going wrong. And also that gap is about the same as the width of that. That's all right, we'll get there. Something like that. So each of these are 1, 2, 3. Amazing how detailed it can be. Quite meditative though. Yeah, it's probably a bit better. No, actually, it's even further out. I mean, if you go back a frame, where does the eye finish? Okay. So the eye actually moves. Which is kind of weird. Yeah, it does. Oh, okay. That's fine. Yeah, ish. Might be a bit shorter. Yeah. Yeah. And then this goes out to, well, actually we could just copy it, right? So get rid of that. Copy, paste, move to about there. And then erase the rest. Okay, that took forever. Okay. So now we need the half open version, which is this one. Wonder if I could just copy it in at least so that I've got some reference. Yeah, that at least gives you the proportions, right? So we can keep this bit and that bit, and we just need to chop off the rest essentially. From about there. I do actually have a perfectly decent art pad that I'm not using right now. Ah, dear. One thing at a time. One thing at a time, like fast ways of deleting things rather than just scrubbing them out with a small cursor size. That might need to be one more high. And then have a chunk cut out of it. Looks roughly right. So we should be able to copy paste. That's a much faster way of doing it. Oh, no. Not what we were after at all. All right, are we almost there? Oh, it's giant Blinky. But I think he does the trick. All right, so now, is that an Aseprite file or a GIF file? Save as art, stone, Blinky, oh, just Blinky. What's his dimensions again? Blinky huge, Aseprite. All right, and then we should be able to export him as a sprite sheet. Blinky huge. Is he going to the right place? We need him to go to assets, textures. Yep. Export. Okay. So now, in theory, we ought to be able to replace our ridiculous GIF, but let's figure them out. Let's go. Let's replace our dancer with. Oh, we need the asset in first, so that's in loading. Asset path equals textures. Blinky huge. PNG. Pub. Blinky. Handle image. Cool. And then our layout is going to be, what's our dimensions? 240, 330. And we have 10 frames, one row. We'll start them out somewhere. Actually, we'll start them out in the same position and see what happens. First is 0, last is 10, 9. Blinky. Blinky. That should be enough to build him. So let's just see what happens. Oh, not found in the scope. Oh, yeah. Try again. Okay, he builds. He runs. He is not quite correct. I think we're trying to play the dance. Yeah, we are. We've got the wrong texture. It's an entertaining effect. Let's try this. He is on stilts. He's trying to be stretched the whole way. Okay. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things is not the same. So if I turn off OBS, hopefully for the last time, go away, GIF file. Aha. Right. That is the overlay doing its work. So we'll delete that part of the of OBS. Delete, remove. There you are. Yep, I'm sure I wish to remove Stone Small. All right. So now I ought to be able to put him in his pride Elton John, in his pride of place. So we need to get his positioning right. I think he needs to be about, let's call it 950 and 650, negative 650. Let's try that and just tweak him a little bit. I wonder if I can get him to the point where I can actually update him on the fly. Oh, that's worse. Although interesting, but worse. Yeah, of course, he doesn't need to go further down. He needs to go further up. So negative 550 maybe, negative 500, and further along, so say 1150. Oh, he's close. He's very, very close. Let's put him at negative 450. Maybe 480, actually. Ah, so close. All right, cool. Change him to 470, and then that means that as long as I'm running my overlay, I don't ever need to run that part of OBS again. So in theory, I could also get rid of the things like the stupid little add sign and BRB signs too. And instead of changing, there's an argument really about where the workload lies. So you either change scenes in OBS or you change things in the overlay and just ignore the scene on OBS. So I'm not quite sure which way to lean. Some things it's probably easier to change a scene, like just displaying a be right back screen or a cover screen, that kind of thing. I also need to get the overlay listening to changes in the database so that it knows when to take actions on things. So I guess that'll be next. So that's good. So let's commit that. Main Blinky replaces GIF Blinky. Cool. Yeah, it's nice. Nice to have him just hanging out there, doing good, being in the world. All right. Sweet. Now, we need to be able to listen to changes. I wonder if... I mean, it almost doesn't make any sense to have OBS scene switches except on a manual basis, because the game engine's capable of doing it all. I don't know. I guess we don't have to decide right now anyway. So the thing that listens to... Hey, Tax Evader, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. It's very nice of you. The thing that listens to... What is complaining about? Okay. The thing that listens to changes in Supabase. This is what we need to duplicate. So that is called real-time RS. Spread tax evasion. Okay. I'll try to do that. Except where I need to pay the tax. Yeah, so real-time RS using using their sync version. I can't use the Tokyo one. Because Bevy doesn't work that well with Tokyo Async. So, what is their non... Actually, it should be all right. To sync. Yeah. I don't think I want the async. So how am I going to work this in to a Bevy system? I need to do things on a timer. Because you certainly don't want to check for events like every single tick in Bevy. It's going to be way too fast. They're doing it on a heartbeat of 29 seconds. Is there, I wonder, in the examples, I know there's that changes to Postgres thing, but can you do this without using async? Because that's obviously Tokyo. Real-time client builder. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing particularly async about this. I could put the client into a resource and just check it every now and again. The whole point is that you give it callbacks that it runs. And the callbacks would need access to like a Bivy resource or something like that. Interesting. I need to understand how that would look. So when you want to run things that aren't strictly to do with the game engine, but they still require network communication or communication with other processes, how do you do that? That's what I need to know. Because it looks like I can set up a client with an access token. I shouldn't need all of this stuff, the go-to stuff, should I? Because that's where I would need the Tokyo, I think. No, definitely can't do that. Trouble is, internally, the crate uses Tokyo. I'm just not sure whether I can put it in Bivy and expect it to behave itself. I have a suspicion I can't. This definitely requires celebrity. It's interesting. So I know how to do it, I just don't know how to do it without using Tokyo. Because you do this whole on Postgres change thing. But you do need to authenticate with the database first. I just don't know. Could I make some kind of blocking request? Because RT is just a Tokyo runtime builder. But I shouldn't need to do that in order to connect to the database, right? Client builder new, URL a non-key. Yeah, I don't think I do need to. All right, let's just experiment with this because there's no harm in it. Let's go with a source real-time RS. And back in lib, we'll go mod real-time. And then we want it to be a plugin, right? So real-time plugin. We give it a build. Add systems on enter overlay streaming, actually on enter overlay loading probably, init, and then we'll just figure out the rest of it later. Function init, probably need a resource to put it in, but let's figure that out later. So we want to do a client builder, and pretty much all of this, and then we might do that checking on a timer, on a Bevy timer. And we need to add the library. What's it called again? Real-time RS, or just real-time, or Supabase real-time? Real-time RS. Okay. Now, session access token. Well, hang on, let's get some of this right. Use Bevy Prelude star, I think is what we need there. Come on, Rust Analyzer, you can do better than that. You're waiting for a full build. I think you are. It's so slow sometimes. Actually, I think you'll find it is included in the crate hierarchy. Mod real time. Use crate real time plugin. Okay. Real-time client builder. We don't need that. Get some more imports happening. Now, we need URL and anonymous key. Now, I can get the anonymous key. That's not a problem. And it's actually not a great secret. Supabase status gives it to me. And there's the unknown key, but I will put it in an environment variable. I think it already is, actually. Let's see if I can find it locally here. Z profile. Where did I put it? See if it's in Eloquent Robot config OBS WebSocket password, robot store key. Oh, actually, that's probably what it is. Yeah. So echo Eloquent Robot store key. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, cool. So I can just use that. Let anon key equals, let sum anon key equals standard env, that was the dog. Use, oh, okay, this is at compile time. That's interesting. Standard name var, yeah. Eloquent Robot. Hey, baby. Store key. Else. Println unable to read store key from environment. Oh, okay. Didn't realize it was a result. And then URL is where's our URL? Where is our URL? It's not localhost redirect. Oh, there it is. Store URL. Yank in there. Let URL equals there we go. Can't find set access token. Really? Did I potentially use the Git version of this package? I bet you I did. Yep. There we go. That'll probably be better. Yep, you can't find it. That is correct. Now, what is my access token going to be? Can I get it using a sync version or a blocking version rather than a async? And is that a good idea if we're in the middle of a bevy system? Is that a sensible thing to do? So bevy systems must have to do other things like read from files, which would require potentially blocking operations. So how do I do it? That's the question. Yeah, because we don't have the access token. We've got the key, we don't have the token. So how do they read the key in the example? Let's have a quick look in the Postgres one. Anon key. And then the session access token. Using GoTrue. Does GoTrue have a non-async version? Rust GoTrue. That's obviously the Tokyo version. Where are you? Tell me your secrets. It is the same GoTrue, right? Robot cargo. Oh no, we don't use it. So where do we get it from? Get URL for provider. So what do I use to build my real-time stuff? Robot real-time. Store listener endpoint, store key, the client, connect. That's it? I mean, it is an async function, but I'm not awaiting it. Huh. Robot config. Store listener endpoint. Oh, this one. So not that at all. That's the database URL. Okay, cool. So let's go back to this. Store key is just the local key, right? Yeah, I've already got that. So you create your client like that, not like this. I might still need the toSync. Set heartbeat interval, connect. Yeah, maybe toSync. And store listener endpoint is, I haven't still got it in. Oh, there it is there. Okay, so we don't need that or that. Anon key. Duration. Okay. I have no idea how the timings will work with Bevy timing. Real-time channel builder, new topic. Right, so what we actually do is table changes. Let's see if we can do some of this. Client state closed, and you wouldn't want a loop because this is in a system. So we'd have to find another way of doing this. Okay. Subscribe blocking. Yeah, I mean, in theory, maybe. I just don't know how or when it would call the handler, which is this puppy here. But it would be interesting to see if it builds. Cannot infer to. Oh, we had this issue last time. Okay, but that's all right. Okay, so first of all, does it build even if it doesn't do anything? So we'll just kill our little friend in the corner here and bring him back again in a sec and see if it dies on run. Doesn't seem to. Move him back to where he's supposed to be. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I might need to invest in some help from the Bevy community just to understand how I do this. But overall, I'm hopeful. So I think I might park it there. Just commit this stuff. Could go a bit later, but it was a pretty late night last night, so I think we might call it. And fire you good kind folks over somewhere else. So we'll raid out, and we usually, or have been raiding out to Biggs, and I see no particular reason not to do that anyway. Since chances are anyone who's here already knows Biggs. Oh, it's a League of Legends stream with 48k viewers. Nice. I know zombies over there already, so this should be easy. Thanks very much for lurking. Appreciate it.